What makes a rock performance truly unforgettable? Is it the raw power of a distorted guitar cutting through the night air? The moment when 400,000 people become one voice? Or perhaps that electric instant when an artist rewrites the rules of music forever? Tonight, we're diving deep into the moments that didn't just entertain, they transformed culture itself. From muddy fields to packed stadiums, from controversial electric guitars to rain-soaked halftime shows, these are the performances and songs that prove classic rock isn't just music, it's history in motion. Here's the top 8 unforgettable classic rock performances. Number 1. Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock, 1969. Picture this. It's 9 a.m. on August 18, 1969. Most of the 400,000 festival goers have already left Woodstock, exhausted and muddy, but those who remained witnessed something that would echo through American culture for decades. Jimi Hendrix takes the stage with his Fender Stratocaster, and what happens next is nothing short of revolutionary. His interpretation of the Star-Spangled Banner isn't just a song, it's a sonic manifesto. Every bend of the strings captures the chaos of Vietnam. Every feedback squeal echoes the protests in the streets. Hendrix transformed America's most sacred song into a mirror of the nation's soul. Beautiful, troubled, and desperately searching for meaning. The performance lasted only 3 minutes and 43 seconds, but its impact was eternal. Number 2. Queen at Live Aid, 1985. July 13, 1985, Wembley Stadium. 72,000 people in attendance, 1.9 billion people watching worldwide. Queen had exactly 20 minutes to prove they belonged among rock's elite. What followed was perhaps the most commanding performance in rock history. Freddie Mercury didn't just sing to the crowd, he conducted them like a symphony. From the opening piano chords of Bohemian Rhapsody to the crowd participation masterpiece of Radio Gaga, every moment was calculated perfection. When Mercury had 72,000 people eating out of his hand during the Day-O call and response, pure theatrical genius meeting raw rock power. The sound was immaculate, no easy feat in an era before modern sound systems. Brian May's guitar solos soared, John Deacon's bass lines anchored the chaos, and Roger Taylor's drumming was thunderous yet precise. Number 3. The Beatles Rooftop Concert, 1969. January 30th, 1969. The rooftop of Apple Corps headquarters in London. What was meant to be a simple recording session became the Beatles' final public performance and one of rock's most intimate spectacles. The four Fobs, joined by keyboardist Billy Preston, set up their equipment on a London rooftop and played for 42 minutes while office workers, students, and passers-by gathered in the streets below. Get Back, Don't Let Me Down, and I've Got a Feelin' weren't just performed, they were lived. You can hear the brotherhood, the tension, and the bittersweet knowledge that this was the end. In an age of stadium spectacles, the Beatles proved that sometimes the most powerful performances happen when you strip everything away except the music. Number 4. Janis Joplin at Woodstock, 1969. If Jimi Hendrix redefined the national anthem, Janis Joplin redefined what it meant to be a rock star. Her August 17th performance at Woodstock showcased a voice that could shatter glass and heal hearts simultaneously. Joplin's raspy, blues-soaked vocals weren't technically perfect. They were something far more important. They were real. When she belted out "Piece of My Heart," every person in that field felt her pain, her passion, her humanity. Draped in colorful scarves and beads, moving like a woman possessed, Joplin embodied the counterculture spirit. She wasn't performing songs, she was channeling pure emotion. In a male-dominated genre, Joplin proved that women could rock just as hard, sing just as loud, and command stages just as powerfully as any man. Number 5. The Rolling Stones in Havana, Cuba, 2016. March 25, 2016, Ciudad Deportiva, Havana. For the first time in decades, a major Western rock band performed a free concert in Cuba. 500,000 people attended what Mick Jagger called a dream come true. This wasn't just a concert, it was diplomacy through rock and roll. The Stones' performance came just days after President Obama's historic visit to Cuba, symbolizing a thawing of Cold War tensions. Despite being in their 70s, the Stones delivered a career-spanning set that proved rock and roll truly is a universal language. From Jumpin' Jack Flash to Satisfaction, every song was a celebration of freedom and rebellion. When Jagger spoke to the crowd in Spanish, acknowledging the historical nature of the event, you could feel decades of political barriers crumbling. Number 6. Bruce Springsteen and E Street Band at Hammersmith Odeon, 1975. November 18, 1975, London's Hammersmith Odeon. A young Bruce Springsteen, still relatively unknown in the UK, delivered a 3-hour performance that announced the arrival of rock's greatest storyteller. Springsteen didn't just perform songs, he painted sonic novels. His extended introductions to tracks like Growing Up and Lost in the Flood were masterclasses in verbal imagery, turning simple rock songs into epic tales of American dreams and struggles. For 3 relentless hours, Springsteen commanded the stage with the intensity of a preacher and the charisma of a movie star. His harmonica solos were soulful, his guitar work was passionate, and his vocals ranged from whispered confessions to full-throated anthems. This performance, professionally recorded and later released as part of the Hammersmith Odeon London 75 album, captured Springsteen at the moment he transformed from promising upstart to rock legend. Number 7. Prince at the Super Bowl halftime show, 2007. February 4, 2007, Dolphin Stadium, Miami. It was pouring rain, and any other performer might have been worried about safety and sound quality. Prince saw opportunity. A massive stage shaped like his iconic symbol, 140 million viewers worldwide, and weather that threatened to ruin everything. Prince's response? Can you make it rain harder? Opening with Let's Go Crazy, Prince transformed the halftime show format forever. His guitar work during Purple Rain became the stuff of legend. Every note seemed to harmonize with the actual rainfall. That silhouetted guitar solo behind a sheet during Purple Rain wasn't just rock theater, it was pure art. The rain, the lights, the shadow, the sound, it all combined to create one of television's most memorable musical moments. Despite the weather challenges, Prince's performance was flawless. His vocals were strong, his guitar work was intricate, and his showmanship was unmatched. Number 8. Bob Dylan going electric at Newport Folk Festival, 1965. July 25, 1965, Newport Folk Festival. Bob Dylan walks onto the stage carrying a Fender Stratocaster instead of his usual acoustic guitar. What happened next changed music history forever. Folk purists booed, audience members shouted "Traitor!" Some even threw objects at the stage. Dylan had committed the ultimate sin in their eyes. He had amplified his music. Backed by members of the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, Dylan tore through electric versions of Maggie's Farm, Like a Rolling Stone, and Phantom Engineer. The sound was raw, loud, and revolutionary. This wasn't just a musician changing his sound. It was the moment folk music evolved into folk rock, paving the way for countless artists to blur genre boundaries. Dylan's electric debut represented a broader cultural shift from the earnest protest songs of the early 60s to the more complex psychedelic sounds that would define the later part of the decade. These 8 performances and 8 songs prove that great rock and roll isn't just about music. It's about moments when artists and audiences connect so powerfully that time seems to stop, barriers dissolve, and we remember why we fell in love with this incredible art form in the first place.